What is creativity? Let's find out. What's up YouTube? My name's Scott Levy and welcome to my channel, Second Act, where I'm going to give you some insight into the creative process through my passion for photography and videography, as well as sharing my experience from the past 27 years of working as a video editor and producer in broadcast television. Let me tell you a little bit about my first act. 27 years ago, when graduating college from Montclair State University in New Jersey with a degree in broadcasting, I started working for a small cable company called CNBC. I'm sure you've heard of it. I started as a video editor. I worked there, and then I worked my way to another network that was owned by NBC called America's Talking, which was a small talk show network that eventually transformed into MSNBC, where I stayed for 9 months before leaving there to start Fox News Channel. And then I found my way over to ABC News, where I've been for the past 24 years. And during that time, I've worked in news magazines, hard news, sports, talk shows. I've worked in entertainment. I've worked for some small production companies that are owned by ABC, where I've worked on reality shows, documentary series, and everything like that. So I have a lot of experience working in the creative field. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to share my experience with the viewer out there so that if you're working in the creative environment, I can help you figure out workarounds and tips and tricks for working within that creative environment, whether you're working alone, as part of a team, or as a major group. Finding your unique voice and getting it heard and set into motion with the other people around you, learning how to work with those people to bring your vision to life. Over the past several years working in broadcast television, the trend has been to move away from staff positions and get into a freelance market. When that happened, I lost the staff position that I had for about 18 years there, and I found myself working in a freelance world. Luckily, I found myself at a news production company that was owned by ABC because a friend was running that, and I did some work there for a few years, but during that time I had to foster relationships, find people outside of where I was working comfortably, and try to find new ways to create revenue and find some workflow. And what that did was that pushed me towards my second act. My second act stemmed from my passion for photography and videography. In 2017, I graduated from New York Institute of Photography with a degree as a master photographer. Now, a degree in master photography doesn't really mean anything if you don't go out and get the jobs and actually practice your craft and hone it every day. That means finding ways to be creative as far as finding clients, booking clients, keeping their business, finding other business, word of mouth, advertising. There's a lot to it, and it's very overwhelming. And that's what led me to start this channel. As I'm going through this process, and it's been 3 years now, and I've been going really slow because luckily I've been keeping busy with my editing and producing for broadcast television. But in the background, I've been building that photography business as I've been working in broadcast television. So I've gotten jobs as an event photographer, doing some portraits, some maternity shoots, and while I lived in New York City for 7 years, I was out doing a lot of street photography, and that's a video I'm going to do a whole separate video on. Let's talk about the definition of creativity. What is it? So the first thing I did when I got online was go to dictionary.com and type in creativity. The definition left me wanting a little bit. Here's what it said. Dictionary.com defines creativity as the state or quality of being creative. Well, so what is being creative? So I decided to go to a different source and see what they said about creativity, and here's what I got from the Cambridge Dictionary. The Cambridge Dictionary defines creativity as the ability to produce original and unusual ideas or to make something new or imaginative. So that's more to the point. It's coming up with ideas and linking things together that may not necessarily have been linked together before. Now, a lot of times when we're put in a situation we can't figure out how to do something, sometimes we take a step back, we look at it from different angles, and we come up with a connection or a solution that may not readily have been apparent at the beginning. And that's what creativity is. And creativity exists in every field. It's in architecture, music, art, it's even in bookkeeping, it's in everything. Coming up with a unique idea or perspective and finding a way to put that idea into action or creating something from it obviously is the word creativity. So I went further and I decided to start looking up quotes about creativity. And I found a quote from a lead singer of a punk rock band from the early 80s called Black Flag. The lead singer's name was Henry Rollins. Here he is if you don't remember him. He's very famous for his screeching vocals and his thick, thick neck. Henry Rollins defines creativity as starting with nothing and ending up with something. Interpreting something you saw or experienced and processing it so it comes out different than how it went in. Now that's really important because the whole point of creativity is not to just see something creative and then duplicate it. Our first instinct when we see something really cool is to sit down and go, how is that done? How can I do that myself? But the true creative mind looks at that and makes some new connections, adds their own unique voice, and comes out with something different. Let's talk about 5 ways to nurture creativity. Number 1, be patient. Creative thoughts don't always appear on command. If you're stuck, take a break, take a walk. Which leads me to number 2, slow down, breathe. Sometimes doing mindfulness breathing can help you. It calms your mind and lets you process thoughts that have been moving around in there all day. Number 3, try something new. Stay open and positive to new activities and experiences. Get out there and try everything. You never know when something you do is going to spark an idea and you create something unexpected, even to yourself. Number 4, always push your boundaries. Even when it makes you uncomfortable, it may lead to an idea or a new direction. And that goes for equipment, it goes for software, it goes for everything. Try things you haven't tried before. Try different software, try different lenses, challenge yourself. And number 5, develop your unique voice. We all see things that inspire us and are ready to copy those techniques. Use it as a starting point and insert your take on it, something that is true to you and your beliefs. We all have our own way of seeing the world, and we all have our own way of expressing ourselves. No one is right and no one is wrong. It's just our opinion and our view. Find your view, find your voice, and get out there and interject that into everything that you create. When you find a unique voice and you have something to say, people will start to take notice. So that's it for this video, folks. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, hit the bell to get notified of any future videos that I post, and please comment down below. Let me know how you think I did. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.